Reichsmarschall Hermann Goering was a German politician, commander of the Air Force, and founder of the Gestapo. He was found guilty on all accounts and was to be hung, but committed suicide before it could happen. Rudolf Hess was deputy Führer to Hitler. He was guilty on 2 accounts and given a life sentence. He committed suicide in 1987 at the age of 93. Joachim von Ribbentrop was the foreign minister of Germany. He was guilty on all accounts and was hung on October 16th, 1946. Wilhelm Ketzel was a German field marshal of the Supreme Command of the Armed Forces. He was the third highest rank at the trials and was guilty on all accounts and was hung. Ernest Kaltenbrunner was a general of the SS, chief of the Reich Main Security Office, and president of the International Criminal Police Commission. He was the highest ranked SS officer and was guilty on 2 accounts. He was hung. Alfred Rosenberg was a ballistic German theorist and was guilty on all accounts and was hung. Hans Frank was Hitler's lawyer and a German governor of Poland. He was guilty on 2 accounts and was hung. Wilhelm Frick was the Reich Minister of the Interior in Hitler's cabinet. He was guilty on 3 accounts and was hung. Julius Streicher was the founder and publisher of Der Stürmer, a Nazi propaganda newspaper, and wrote 3 anti-Semitic books for children. He was guilty on 1 account and was hung. Walther Funk was the Reich Minister for Economic Affairs. He was guilty on 3 accounts and served life in prison. Himmler Stacht was a Reich Minister of Economics and president of the Reichsbank. He was not guilty on 2 accounts and was acquitted. He later died in 1970 at the age of 93. Karl Donitz was a Grand Admiral in the Navy, and as Hitler's last testament before he committed suicide, was named his successor. He then became president and commander of the armed forces. He was guilty on 2 accounts and served 10 years. He died in 1980 at the age of 89. Erich Rieder was the Grand Master of the Navy, but resigned in 1943 to Karl Donitz. He was guilty on 3 accounts and served life, but was let go because of ill health. He died in 1960 at the age of 84. Baldur von Sterich was the Reich governor of Vienna and Nazi youth leader. He was guilty on 1 account and served 20 years in prison. He died in 1974 at the age of 67. Fritz Sauckel was a Nazi politician and general of the Plenipotentiary for Labor Deployment. He was guilty on 2 accounts and was hung. Alfred Jodl was chief of the operations staff of the Armed Forces High Command. He was guilty on all accounts and was hung. Martin Bormann was the Nazi Party Chancellery. After Hitler's death, it was suspected that he committed suicide. He was still tried in his absence and was found guilty on 2 accounts and would have been given the death penalty. Franz von Papen was Chancellor of Germany, then became Vice Chancellor when Hitler took power. He was found not guilty on 2 accounts and was acquitted. Arthur Seyss-Inquart was an Austrian Nazi politician and a German governor of Poland. He was found guilty on 3 accounts and was hung. Albert Speer was Minister of Armaments and War Production. He was guilty on 2 counts and was given 20 years in prison. He died in 1981 at the age of 76. Konstantin von Neurath was the Reichsprotector of Bohemia and Moravia. He was guilty on all accounts and given 15 years in prison. He died in 1956 at the age of 83. Hans Fritzsche was a senior German Nazi official. He was not guilty on 3 accounts and was acquitted. He died in 1953 at the age of 53.